Okay, so one thing I really like doing when I have been playing video games semi-competitively is actually just doing a VOD review and using that as an opportunity to sort of learn from my own video what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, and just talk through my thinking at the time. And then hopefully next time I come back to the racetrack, this will kind of serve as having been there twice in some ways. So I'm just peeling out here. This is the warm-up lap. This is the last session of the day, and the Sunday session started at noon, so this is actually sort of 6:30 p.m. On the second or third session of the day, I had rather naively gone out and started riding. You see here on the L lap, you have to keep to the right-hand side of the track, so I'm just hugging the right, and then turn 3, which is right here, coming up. See, it's labeled. Turn 3 is where you can actually rejoin the racing line. So now I'm sort of on the racing line. But earlier in the morning, I'd gone out, and as soon as I'd hit turn 3, sort of started to ride at my normal pace, and right here, boom, I had almost lost the front. I mean, it was rather scary. Like I'd been leaned over, my knee was about touching the ground, and the front had got very wobbly. So that was my lesson learned on letting the tires warm up. Last time I rode this bike was at Tamworth. The track was 116 degrees, and I hadn't had any problems at all. This time it was about 75, 80 degrees out there. 75 in the air, maybe 80 in the on the track. So just warming up here, and there are little bits where I give a little gas and hopefully get some heat in, but I'm mostly just trying to limber up and get warmed up. And then when I actually hit the front straight, I will that's when I actually start trying a little bit and trying to focus on my riding. Okay, so turn 9, and then boom, you can see on the map we just come around here and down the home straight. Now there's this little dog leg on the home straight right here. You can't really see it on the map, but right here, boom, is a left, and it's kind of spicy. A lot of people almost crashed there. This is Aubrey right ahead of me. He was next to me. Guy from South Africa originally, I think. Really nice guy. He's the only reason I got through the day. He gave me a granola bar because the lunch place closed at 3 o'clock and I got out of the classroom at 3:15. Alright, so I just passed him, and then you can see here I run way wide because I was trying not to cut him off, and it messed my line up here. And then coming out of this corner, I don't brake properly. There was no reason for this line to be messed up as well, but you can see I am not close to the curb on the inside of the apex. That completely missed. So basically that pass made me miss 2 apexes completely. Little squiggly line here in the middle, boom, I go over it. And then I was trying to work on this, sort of making the corners into V's all day. Right here I've kind of mentally reset, got a nice little drive out, try to come through the middle of the track there, going into 6, come away from the curb a little bit, and then get on the gas here. I think get a pretty good drive out there. I was feeling good about that one. In the morning I wasn't going deep enough here, but you can actually go pretty deep going into 7. Boom. And there's a little square box there, and then pretty close to the curb, not too bad. Now all this session, there's a cone on the left right there, boom. I'm going to miss that cone and be not as far to the left as I could be. Come around home straight. Nobody ahead of me, looks beautiful. Now all of this day, and this was a lesson I learned earlier in the season, you'll see, I roll off the gas really early and I'm not braking hard at all. Come into this corner really nice, and I never shifted into 6. And I kind of mentally just say to myself at the beginning of the day, I'm not going to push it on the home straight, because I was just finding the hard braking was really taking a lot out of my shoulders and grip and just a lot of energy, and I'd rather spend that elsewhere on the track right now. Okay, do I get the line here? Pretty close. Not perfect, but much better. Again, you'll see the squiggle right in the middle right there. Go over the squiggle, go pretty deep, and then bring it back to make it into a straight line. Drive out, and here I want to aim transition from light to dark track in the middle, kind of right there. That's what I was aiming to do. Pretty far from the curb here, so kind of messed up, and then I bring my line way back, way too close to the grass. Went too deep there. And then too slow here because I just sort of knock-on effect of messing up before. This is the cone on the left I was talking about, not even close to it. Come around here. Okay, I'm straight again. So you'll see, I mean, it's not that I don't ring it out in fifth, but I never shift to sixth, and I roll off as soon as I see the first placard on the left here. Boom. Nice and chill. And then it's a cone on the outside left here that you aim for, right there. That's what you kind of aim for. Nice. Gives you a lot more speed. Around here. This left, you'll see. See how wide I am on that left? This whole session, this whole day, my lefts are not as good as my rights. Don't carry enough lean angle. My body position is incorrect. I can talk about it a bit later. That was okay. Now this rider, this is a no passing zone right here. Don't want to run into him around here. He goes way wide, but I'm probably too far back here to catch him. However, there's a really safe place to pass coming up out of this corner on the exit. So I'm worried about the line crossing, but that's fine. And then you'll see I just kind of slide up alongside him. No problems. Now I'm a little too far on the left to give him space, so my line here is a little compromised. See him a little wide there. And then a little slow here. Again, cone on the left. Miss it. Should be closer there, and means I can drive out of turn 8 faster. And then all that extra slowness had me coming quite close to the inside where the barricade was that I just passed. But yeah, as I was saying, body position, left-hand turns, I'm not getting set up right, I'm not getting my body across, and the lean angle's not there, and so my brain kind of, I see right-handers and I know what I can do, but then I can't do the same on the left. Rider here, just going to pass them on the outside. Again, because of that pass, the line here is a little compromised, but I was not carrying as much speed, so I should be fine for 4 here, turn 4. Yeah, I slowed down. Still kind of missed the apex, and I didn't drive out hard either. Sort of phoned it in for that whole section, if I'm honest. Okay, this is a nice place to reset though on the track, and mentally. You can kind of hear the bike. I'm still not really riding it like I was the last lap. Okay, there you go. I remembered that I had some throttle. That's pretty nice and close. Not smooth because I was going. See, I think it's because I was going a little too slow. I was coming closer to the inside than I liked with not enough momentum, so it just got me a little uneven. Okay, we're coming around. So far, it looks like lap 2 was the best. I think my actual fastest was 6. So we come around here, roll off, nice and chill, look for the inside cone in the middle of the corner, and then move to the outside cone right there. See the outside cone, boom. Riding round. You'll note that I'm honestly barely using the brakes. Like coming into 4 here, I'm going to use the brakes. This is maybe the only part on the track that I actually use the brakes. Obviously I'm trail braking and stuff, but I actually did a great job there. Sorry. That was really nice. This rider is going very slow into a no passing zone. Now, I think what happens here is I plan to pass him on the inside because most people drift out, and he doesn't drift out. So, kind of lines crossed there, but I didn't want to change my plan once I'd committed to it. And then I think that had made me a little frustrated, so I gave it a little more gas and kind of went wide in this corner. And then when you go wide here, you come back too tight and come a little too close to the grass. Again, this left is just not very confident for me. Missed the right. And a little far from the curb there. Okay, I think this next lap coming up is both the last one and my best, I believe. So I roll out nice and early, set up, very relaxed, not trying to stress myself out here. There's the inside cone, look up for the outside cone, there it is, right at it. Nice little shadow there. Here's the left, and I'm quite happy with that. That's probably the best turn 3 that I've done in the session for me. I don't know. I feel like that was really nice and clean. And you can actually hear the bike getting on the gas a little bit. And pretty close to the apex there too. Was not phoning it in that section this time. Over the little squiggle. Go in deep. Pull it back. Get the drive out. Now I'm probably going to catch some of these riders in the exit of this turn. Depends how fast they are in the turn, but a lot of people slow down here a lot. No, they didn't slow down, okay. So you can hear I sort of rolled out a little bit there early because I didn't want to come up on this rider in this section. And then I'm planning to pass on the right here. A lot of people naturally drift out to the left, and the dogleg track is to the left, so I found passing on the right safer. Like if I was passing on the left right here, he would be leaning into me and pinching me, and that would be a big old mess. Nice sunshine. And I didn't kind of cut across back to the left in front of him, so I'm a little more on the right of the track than I want to be, but that's okay. This girl up ahead was actually really good all day. I totally copied her line through turn 5 from an earlier session. You can just see her knee down on the left. That is what I am not doing in any of these corners with my lefts. Get my right knee down, no problem, but you can see I'm looking at her and going a little wide and then not driving out of the corner. This is a no passing zone, so kind of had to roll out there. Again, my knee is not down, but you can see I'm trying to copy her line here. She's really, really nice. And then I expected to pass her here because I think she's on a 300 or 400, and I just didn't get the drive, and she did, and it just looks really good, so no problem. I'll do the same pass on the exit that I did on the other guy earlier. My bike has twice the displacement. Okay, there's the left. Yeah, again, those lefts you can see I'm just kind of coasting through them. My body position's not great. I need to work on it. Again, not close to the outside of the track at all, means I could drive out harder. And then just roll out, nice and relaxed. There's the outside cone, and coming up on Aubrey again here. And I think this time, instead of passing him before, you can see I know what he's going to do, and so I just come on the inside nice and tight, and it's pretty safe. Inside pass, but on the exit of the turn. And then I wasn't sure he was there, so I'm a little wide in this corner. I just didn't want to. I didn't know if he would be on that line if I kind of went right across tight. These 3 guys up ahead are going to completely screw me coming out of this next corner, and I don't think you can hear me swearing, but I was pretty frustrated with the riding you're about to see here. But yeah, one thing that happened, like you can see, I don't get too close to many people, and if this guy signals, the guy with the white doesn't signal but just rolls out of the gas and then doesn't pass, and then this is now a no passing zone, and these guys just parked it in the fucking corner at 35 miles an hour because the checkered flag waved. Very exciting. Technically, the guide said you don't have to signal to hit, and then despite that, they now go to the outside of the track when you're meant to hug right and stop signaling, and then this guy comes and passes me in the, I think that's still technically the no passing zone, I don't know, while having the hand up. Not a fan of the way that guy was riding today. Anyway, Yeah, one thing that just happened in this group a lot earlier, you could see there's a pretty big speed differential and pretty different sized bikes, and I'd found that some people with the bikes would sort of, on like all these little mini straightaways that you can see between all these corners, would hammer the bike pretty hard and kind of make a little rocket ship. So I would think, oh, okay, they're riding at a certain pace. So then I would come into the corner, at a similar pace behind them, and then they would sort of park it in the corner, and it would get a pretty dicey because the lines are either going to intersect or just not be ideal. And that happened, I think, twice in the morning, and it just made me pretty shy about coming into a corner with speed where there's a rider ahead of me, even if it's a couple bike lengths, like sort of in the corner or about to begin the corner. So I was just trying to be safe there and give more room than needed. That's one of the reasons I was frustrated by these three riders sort of just parking it in the middle of the track and then having someone else come by me at the end on the last session of the day. I didn't think that was necessary. But yeah, that's the day. That's the session. I think my main takeaway for me going into this session, where I'd finally realized the one before, but I wasn't able to fix it, is that my left-hand turn body position is not at all what it should be, and I'm not able to get my knee down, and I'm not able to carry the same amount of lean angle on the lefts. And what that means is that I kind of evaluate the corners as if I can make a certain turn sometimes because I can do it on the rights, but then it just doesn't happen on the lefts, and then I end up a little wide or go a little too slow or something. It's not ideal. Other than that, I got some great feedback from my instructor. I think his name was Verdu with Fishtail Riding School the week before this, about my habit of not really driving out of corners and sort of just coming out of the turn and pointing the bike straight up and down. And you can see I did that a lot this session, even though I'd been working on it last week. Just have to tell myself to drive really out of these corners and go to the edge a lot more. And I think part of it is that I've fallen a little bit. I still have this habit of looking a little too far up the track. And so that means that when I come out of a corner, I'm already kind of looking at the next corner, and I haven't made sure that my bike has actually gone to the edge and gone on the line that I want to be. It just, not exactly following the line that I want. And so then I don't fully ride the corner. I don't go to the outside all the way, and it's not ideal. Those are the two things for me that I want to work on, other than just basic consistency. So left-hand turns and driving out of the corners. Other than that, I was pretty pleased with this. Had a great time. Thank you, everyone.